and welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 signs that it's time to leave your job. So if you've been on the fence or you just feel like you're stuck and you're not sure what to do, you're so torn between staying where you are even though you're not as happy as you could be, or moving and trying to do something else, this video is going to help you. So the first thing that I want to share with you is that 52.3%, according to studies, 52.3% of people are not happy at their job. That is the majority of our workforce, and that is really sad. But the good news is there are ways to really navigate this and to get over anything that might be holding you back from having career success and really waking up excited and energized to go to work rather than dreading it and sitting in the car for 20 minutes before you even get into the office, which is something that I did as well back in the day when I was really unhappy at my job. So the first tip I want to share with you, or the first clue that the job is just not the right fit for you, is that you don't have a level of fulfillment. You don't feel like the work that you do matters or that it's valued in any way, and you really don't feel like you're part of a bigger picture, and you're really, doing the job to the best of your ability to really be able to make an impact. Something is just missing there, like you're not aligned with the type of job that you're doing. So that's your number one clue that you're not in the right job for you, or maybe even the right career path for you. The second one is your work environment. So we spend a third of our lives working. So your environment plays a big part in your career success and in your happiness. And if that environment is toxic, or if it's just misaligned with who you are and what's important to you, it's going to create a lot of stress for you. And it's not going to make you as happy as you could be at your job. And what I mean by environment is not just your physical environment, but also the people that you work with. So the company culture, maybe upper management and how they lead, or whatever it is that makes up your environment that you're in and day out at work. So if that environment is just not good, and no matter what you do, you just can't seem to be happy there, or whatever you do doesn't seem to make that much of a difference, then that might be a clue to you that you are not in the right job for you. The third thing is your current career trajectory. So what I mean by this is, do you have a clear path, so a clear next step on where you want to go in your career? And most importantly, does that excite you? So when I was working back in the corporate world, when I was in a project manager position, and I thought about this for a second, and I was like, okay, so my next step would be maybe to get into to a position that has more responsibility, maybe managing a department or something like that. And honestly, I was not excited about that. The only thing that I felt would be a benefit to me was financially, and also maybe making a little bit of a bigger impact. But the job itself did not excite me whatsoever, and I really didn't. I looked at people in those positions, and I didn't aspire to be like them. So think about that. Do you have a clear next step in your career? And more importantly, does it really excite you to want to do the best that you can do where you are right now to get into that next level? And if your answer was no to that question, then chances are you're not in the right job or career path for you. The next question, or the next thing to really consider, is your long-term goals. So down the road, say, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years down the road, do you have a clear direction that you're going with your career? And does where you are right now really align with that direction? So are you really excited about where your career or your current job is going to take you in the next 5 years? If not, again, that might be a reason to really pause and really take a moment to think about, is this right for me? And if you can't see a clear path that really excites you, and where you want to work as hard as you can to get there, then chances are you're not in the right job or career for you. And the fifth thing is fear, uncertainty, and overwhelm. If you are constantly at your job feeling this level of fear, and you just don't know, if you're going to be let go, or there's uncertainty on, a number of levels, and there's just this overwhelming feeling inside of you that it just doesn't feel right to you. And you're just afraid to take the next step, afraid to move on, because you have the sense of security that, at least you have a paycheck, even if everything else is going wrong at your job and you don't feel that connection. You're leaning on the financial security. And I use that term loosely, obviously, because there is no secure job. But I know from personal experience that that was something that really held me back for a while in my career, because I did make a really great living at some of the positions that I was in, even though they weren't really aligned with who I was. So I was in the space of fear and uncertainty and overwhelm constantly, because it wasn't right for me, but I wasn't quite at that point where I was ready to take the leap. But of course, I got there. So that is the good news. So even if you find yourself saying yes to one or more of these questions, don't worry. It's actually a good thing, because you are now in the space of awareness. And once you have awareness around what's going on, you are then able to take that next step to explore. It doesn't mean you just quit your job tomorrow and say, oh yes, I answered yes to all of these questions, and I'm just absolutely miserable and I need to quit my job tomorrow. You may not want to do that, but at least you know that it's time for you to at least explore other options. And so the one thing I want to actually invite you to today is to take a really quick, less than 5-minute quiz that's going to help you to uncover your biggest barriers to unshackled career success. And I'm also going to provide you with tips on how to take that next step forward. So some really valuable next steps depending on which career persona or career group that you end up in as a result of taking that quiz. So again, it's a really quick, less than 5 minutes, and it's really going to help you to have some clarity on what you should do to take your career to the next level. And there's no opt-in required, so you don't even need to provide your email address to get those results. But that's just my way of being able to reach out and help you to get unstuck and to really have that hope and have those specific next steps on what you can do to overcome your biggest challenges or your biggest barriers in your career right now. So the way to do that is to go to sharissasebastian.com/career-audit. So that's sharissasebastian.com/career-audit. And feel free to take that quiz at any time. I also invite you to share that with anyone you think could benefit from that. And also share this video if you feel like it's been helpful to you. And I would love you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I share many more videos on how to take your career to the next level and really be that unstoppable career woman. I would also love to connect with you through social media. All of my social media links can be found on my website at sharissasebastian.com. Thanks so much for watching.